So guys, real quick, from your point of view, today was about acknowledging. And what did you pick up as acknowledging? In who I was being. Anybody picked up anything? Saw anything? Spotted anything? No? The whole distinction was acknowledging. So what did you notice in how I was leading the conversation in terms of acknowledging?
The one major point was when you were asking who believes between the both of us that this is going to happen.
Yes.
You know, that you were acknowledging that yes, he can do it. He will do it. That was a very strong affirmation, which...
Strong acknowledgement. Okay,
acknowledgement,
what else?
yes.
What else?
No.
Yeah.
When he gave 6 instead of 5 points, you said you're a very creative person.
Yeah.
You acknowledged his creativity when he gave 6 out of instead
6
of 5.
points.
Yeah, 6 instead of 5 when you said 5. So
Very good. What else? You guys all got sucked into a story and forgot about your assignment. Your assignment was to watch out for acknowledgement. Yeah. Yes, Kapil.
Okay, one of the things I got was you were relentless
Yes.
in your pursuit to ensure that he delivers. So while he was giving up on himself and getting confused and getting lost and overwhelmed with this entire situation, you were kind of leading him on and ensuring that he stays on the path to deliver.
So technically that's called holding the space of possibility or holding the frame of possibility. Every now and then he was dropping out of possibility.
Right.
And now he's got enrolled in that possibility.
Right.
And normally I don't, go after somebody and get them to sign up to the CBG program. Why did I do that?
Because you see him in a situation which is very, very detrimental. He knows it, you know it, and you know that if you do not act on this right now, there's a possibility this might spiral out of control and could become a huge cash flow issue for him.
Absolutely.
And it may lead to debts and
it can cripple
devastating situation.
It can cripple him. $2.1 million, not some petty cash lying around on the table. It's a lot of money. What else?
Initially, was when you started off, he was very low, energy was really lacking, and you caught on to that, and that's when you pushed him up by saying, okay, everybody come in front. You gave him the choice to pull someone in front. That was kind of a turning point where he sat up and he kind of got the energy. You told Manny to stop.
You're noticing that when you're coming from acknowledging, your only job is to keep providing energy. You find different ways in providing energy. So one was that, second was Manny standing there. So whatever it is that keeps lightening the whole heaviness in the conversation and then keeping him on track in that conversation. What else?
One thing.
BMW example.
Yes.
BMW example was an excellent one.
Yes. So what about the BMW example?
I mean, even the big brands lower the prices, so no big deal about lowering the price. So you will always put back the price.
Right.
So you give him a different paradigm for pricing. The pricing is only a perception and not something to worry about that you dilute your brand if you lower the price.
So there, you guys, both of you have really sort of caught on something very, very special there. And what you really caught on is that where he was bleeding energy was his confusion and his torn state. That if I dilute the brand, I'm this and I'm that and all that stuff, all the confusion. And then 2 statements got him unhooked from that. One was BMW and second was Mr. Saudi. He doesn't know the difference between a square watch and a round watch. Square watch is 200, this is 300, and this time, sir, you make money, next time we both make money. It's a good deal. So he also got to see, that's easy, I can do that. And that's not going to kill my brand. What else?
And you brought him to a paradigm for also and
Yes.
rather than if for but.
Yes, very, very astute, extremely well caught. You can also give discount now and charge a premium. It's not either or. He is stuck in the paradigm, either this or that. Either I give this or protect. No, it's not either or, it's both and. Go back to Sajid's article. It's both and. What else?
When you asked what is irritating here,
Yes.
he was, kind of jumping between two scenarios, and we all came up with different answers with, from pedestal perspective, and you reminded us with the sentence you used. You said, "How long can you survive?"
Yeah.
You immediately came down, sat with him face to face, made him feel very, very safe.
Yes.
The empathy, the
Yes.
level of sympathy there,
Yes.
and like I'm with you on the same side. Let's
Brilliant.
find the solution.
Super spotting. It was, it was a very slick laser message, but delivered in a way in which he got it as concern, which there was, and it was delivered like, okay, how long can you survive? And he goes, wow, yes.
At no point you made him wrong. For example,
Yes.
he said that my frustration level is 5. He stuck to 5. You tried to negotiate that maybe it is 7. But at no point did you push that or make him wrong.
Yes.
And you paced with him.
Yeah.
And you went along with that whole flow.
Yeah, so basically I kept nudging him because sometimes, when you're working with the Swiss Army knife, you begin to get somebody who's stuck in confusion. When he's stuck in confusion, you need to now change your rhythm and your style where you start nudging. So today you got an example of, how do you deal with somebody who's really caught up? And this is real confusion. He's really confused about all these things. And he's a very brave guy. He's got all this stuff sitting there. He's still sort of strongly going after everything. And, so that's basically how you sort of work with the confused guys. You keep nudging, and at the same time, be ready to flow with him, because if he comes back and says, like, he didn't accept 7, he said 5. I said, okay, fine, 5 is fine. But having accepted 5, I also planted something in his mind, and that was that maybe it is actually 7, and you're kind of gone into that sort of, because if you call it 7, you can't live with it. So you're saying it's 5, and kind of, just to be able to deal with that frustration level. And then, he might wake up tomorrow morning and say, actually, bloody hell, how did he know I was 9 on 10 frustrated when I was saying 5? I'll give you a real quick example. When I met Hari many years back in India for the first time, I listened to everything he had to say, and then I said, listen, Hari, I will say 3 things to you. Number 1, the soil in your organization is completely tired. You need to rejuvenate that. Number 2, you're sitting on a time bomb. And number 3, you're extremely tired. That's it. End of the whole conversation. This was at the end of 2 hours listening to him. And then we ended, and I went back. And then 2 years later, because we already started the assignment in 2 months' time after that, 2 years later, he shared in the open forum this whole conversation. And that's when I came to know what happened after that. So what happened after that was, that evening he took the flight. So this happened in the morning. We had lunch together. I delivered these 3 sentences to him, came back. In the evening, he took the flight from Bombay to come to Dubai. And he said, when I sat in the plane and the plane took off, I felt so tired. I felt exhausted. And I've never felt so tired in my life. And that's when I realized, my God, Rajesh said I'm tired. And I didn't even know I'm tired. And look how tired I am. Next morning he calls me and said, when can you come? That's how the journey began. That's how I'm in Dubai. That's how I've had the pleasure, both of us, to meet all of you guys. For one tired man sitting in his seat, experience being tired and calling me the next day. Yeah.
Also, when somebody is dealing with confusion, you're going from one place to the other, not arriving at you're not able to articulate that confusion very well, and you keep jumping. At no point of time did you make him feel But just now you said this, now you're saying this. So there was no level of frustration present, and you kept pacing him and separating things out. And as you kept pacing him and separating things out, things got separated for him.
Very good. Extremely well articulated. Very, very good. So it's all the time being in that space that, okay, we got that, let's separate this, let's separate that, separate this, separate that. Keep going, keep going, keep going. What else?
And you didn't allow him to open many, many files.
So do you notice that who I'm being is acknowledging? And acknowledging is also acknowledging the validity of his experience. If you're not willing to acknowledge and be with his experience, you'll start getting frustrated. So what the hell, who's this guy? He's bloody jumping from here to there, to there, to there. So when you're in that space where you're just acknowledging what is so you always acknowledge what is so, what is there, what is this current reality. His confusion, okay. Now when you acknowledge, you're not allowing yourself to get confused. But then the game ends there. What else?
One other thing, in terms of just separating the issues, one of the key things which I sort of thought from the whole situation is the Russian thing has impacted severely on the business.
Right.
So what you very clearly articulated was the risk and the uncertainty.
Yes.
And so just remove that part, because that is the prime cause of a lot of the confusion.
Sure.
From what I felt.
Brilliant.
So that was brilliant.
So, that when you present a distinction like that, which releases somebody, again you're coming from acknowledging and serving. So that distinction served him from getting, I'm not a fool, I'm not dumb, I did take a calculated risk. When you say calculated risk, it's a risk which you calculated in terms of probability of success. There's no such thing called calculated uncertainty. There's calculated risk. Uncertainty is uncertainty. Uncertainty are things which are not in your control. So when you take a good quality business decision based on fundamentals after doing research, and uncertainty hits you, separate that so that you don't lose your sense of self-worth. So his sense of self-worth got restored. Very good. What else? So you guys, you see now, you're beginning to get the whole picture. And all of this, by the way, did I have a checklist in front of me called restore self-worth? Don't get frustrated, don't get annoyed. None of that. There's no checklist in front of me. So how are you spotting all these things? Because it's coming as a dance. The dance is coming from who I'm being, and who I'm being is acknowledging. So in the Swiss Army knife, of course there's acknowledgement where you're doing the superficial level or the visible, not superficial, sorry, wrong word. The visible level of acknowledging that I acknowledge you for this, very well done. That's all the visible part. Is the invisible part. Now, what about the micro ones? Did any one of you get the micro ones? Yeah, micro V.
When the
Some of what
situation,
you said was micro V, like some of the things Sejal spotted were micro Vs, but now let's focus on micro V. Yes.
no, when the situation was serious, you made some jokes and made everybody laugh. Then situation got eased down. That was the one I can pick up.
Yes. So it's that kind of energizing.
Energizing.
So let's ask him, instead of us guessing, what points in this whole conversation, started giving you energy and giving you, sort of rejuvenation and freshness. Specifically what parts?
Could see everybody participating in my problem. So
Right.
That was motivating,
Yes.
and they were probably
Not about me. I was leading. So talk about me, then about them. Yeah.
like it looked as if you're concerned and
Looked as if
no, sorry, of course you showed your concern.
I showed, or you
No,
experienced
you were
it?
concerned and I experienced the concern.
No, not. I forget what I looked like. Did you experience
Yeah,
concern?
I did experience the concern.
So experience the concern, and how did you experience the concern? Coming from where?
You got into details and you were like suggesting and advising things which were.
There was no advice, by the way. I was just nudging you and pushing you. And you were the one who's making all the choices.
Yeah, so my confusion got clarified in the bargain, I would say.
Yeah, your confusion got clarified because I was being relentless that I will not allow confusion to exist under my watch.
Right, that's what. And it's like, a lot of things which I thought of, and when I put it across on the table right now, and the way you answered, so I know it, like, fine, no point now, probably from tomorrow morning I know that there's only one direction. Why? Because someone with so much of experience is suggesting something like this, so I know that's the only direction I should look at now. So then my energies are more directed now.
Yeah. So basically, one is that narrowing down or closing all the open files that he had on his table.
Yeah.
So he's the guy, you got to watch out. Masino Dikro, watch out. Ghani badi file khole che. He opens too many files on this table, keeps them there, and then gets lost and confused in them. And don't take Serial's name. She also used to do it. Now she doesn't. And she doesn't get that confused. Yeah. What else? So when you close files, it releases energy. What else?
Felt like I have quite a few people to share my problems and get solutions from.
Yeah. So that now again you're going back to them. Talk about me.
Okay, about you. Sorry. I'm getting concern and advice from someone who's got so much of experience.
No advice. I didn't give you a single advice.
Or someone who's helping me who's got huge experience, so I know it's coming from the right person.
Okay. So good. So now acknowledge me.
Thank you.
That is not acknowledgement. That is thanking. So what do you acknowledge me for?
That your wisdom really helps, your experience helps. So people like us definitely need people like you around. So if we are lost or confused sometimes, we can come to you because you must have gone through all these stages in your past,
I'm still waiting for my acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement. Yeah. So I would say that you set me in the right direction.
You would say or you saying it?
I'm saying it, that you set me in the right direction. So I'm now going ahead with the right direction now.
Yeah, so basically you're acknowledging that this process has served you to get peaceful with yourself. You were fragmented, now there's inner congruence.
True.
And that inner congruence releases your energy and you know where to focus, what to focus on, and how to slowly come out of this situation.
Right.
The situation is not hopeless, it's neither good nor bad, it's somewhere in between, but we need to do it carefully. So the CBG community, so can you please stand up, take the mic, Finny George. So repeat after me as the chair of the CBG community.
Yep.
Yeah, as the chair of the CBG community.
As the chair of the CBG community,
I hereby put Appella Time DMCC.
I hereby put Appella Time
DMCC
Appella Time DMCC
into intensive care.
into intensive care.
So your company is now in the ICU. Okay? And when it is an ICU, we roger you to make sure it gets out of ICU fast. It's not a good place to be. Okay? Can we acknowledge him, please?